Okay, so what I would like to spend the next few minutes doing is kind of introing the activity I'm going to have you working on today and probably also on into Monday. Uh, Now, this is going to be a little bit of upfront, not quite so fun as far as the actual stuff you're finding, but one, how you find it, the paths that we're going to take to get you there, hopefully will at least kind of pique your curiosity. And two, what we're going to do with this next week, I do have a fun thing that I'm working on getting planned. I know you guys commented how much you like to play the games, so I've got some idea for some games and stuff having to do with what you're going to be doing. But next time you get into Google Classroom, which needs to be soon, I've got a new assignment posted on there. It's called Solar System Fact File. So a few things that are on this. First of all, there's a Google Sheet. This is the actual assignment. Let me kind of show you around and show you what this looks like. When you get in here, it's got a place for your name, period, and it's got a basically one direction on the entire thing there. You've got listed down the left-hand side here a list of different planetary bodies. Now, some of those you're very familiar with, some of those you may have heard of, some of those you've never heard of, but these are all, in some way, shape, or form, planets that you find in our solar system. And along the top here in the big blue band, I've got different kinds of information. Type of planet, number of moons, diameter in kilometers, surface temperature in Kelvin, period of rotation in hours. You guys get what I mean by period of rotation?
Oh, like how long it takes
How long it takes to do this. Okay, 1 day. But their day is not the same as our day sometimes. If you scroll, let's see, I did a fancy here so that all of these stay visible. If you scroll things left to right. I've also got all these cells set up to, if you type more than will actually fit in the cell, then it will just kind of make it taller and fatter so you can actually still see everything. But since it's all digital, that doesn't matter. I've got things in here like distance from the sun in AU, composition of atmosphere, geological activity, meteorological activity, and then the last one, I want you to list any unique or defining characteristics. What makes that particular planetary body unique among all the others? And there may be a few things to add. On some of these things, like geological activity, if it doesn't have any geological activity, like there's no volcanoes, no evidence of plate tectonics, then you can just write none. If it does have geological activity, list briefly what it has. You can say it's got active volcanoes. Or it has dormant volcanoes, meaning that it did have geological activity at some time, but now it doesn't anymore. Meteorological, this does not have anything to do with how many meteors are going to hit it. I did have that question come up in second hour. It has to do with weather. Okay, is there weather? Okay, does it have storms? Does it have lightning? Does it seem to have some kind of a liquid cycle? If it has none, you can of course write none. Also, same thing, composition of atmosphere. If there's no atmosphere, just write none. But if we can tell, hey, it's got methane in a certain percentage and carbon dioxide in a certain percentage, put that down. At the very end, here on the bottom, I've got kind of an open-ended place for you to sort of sum up your thoughts. Talk about what are some things you learned from looking all this stuff up. Now, if this sounds like a boring fact hunt, it is a fact hunt, but it doesn't have to be boring. Let me take you back out to some of these sites. So I put 3 links in here. You're not limited to these 3, but these 3 should be able to get you 99% of what you need to find. This first one, I'm pretty sure doesn't work on your Chromebook as cool as it will on something that's not your Chromebook, but I wanted to show it to you real quick because it is super cool. So when you go to this site, it pulls up a real-time simulation of our solar system. And you can scroll in to zoom in or scroll out to zoom out, and then you can click on any of these planetary bodies that are here. Like say I want to go over to Saturn, click Saturn. It pops up a little sidebar with some more information on it. I can click here to read more, and it'll open a new tab, and it'll fly me over to Saturn. And see, it tells me some stuff here already, like how long a day is, distance from the sun. Now you might have to, if you look it up right here, you might have to convert it to AU. Other places you can find it in AU, but see now that we're up real close, I can kind of look here and I can see what the sun would look like from this distance. I can zoom out, zoom in. I can go from here to some other things. See, there's Enceladus, that's one of its moons. I can also click compare size, and that'll let me compare the size of Saturn with some other things. So this is really similar to that little crappy flash thing that I had you do earlier this year, only this is more up to date, and your Chromebooks won't run it because they've got something locked down on it. But you can cycle through and you can compare it to, so there's Mars, Vesta, Jupiter, and then while these are in the windows, you can sort of turn them and look at them from different angles. Also, you can scroll down and there's lots of good stuff. There's a bunch of really cool little clickbait sidebar articles here. It tells you just some basic information, basic slideshow. So this right here might help you find what are some unique things about that particular planet. You can also click some of these tabs here, like you can click by the numbers. By the numbers, but it'll tell you like, comparisons, when and where it was discovered, and here's some good stuff like orbit distance, again that's in kilometers, volume, density, mass, surface area, okay. Now that's just one site, and then you can jump using this, even if the little 3D thing isn't working on your computer, you can jump to different things using this drop-down menu up here. So if I want to go to, let's go take a look at Ceres. Okay, it's one of your dwarf planets you're going to be looking into.
How many, are those all dwarf planets? The ones that aren't the official ones?
Yeah, there's about 5 of them. Okay, so there's Ceres. It's actually in the asteroid belt, and there's some information about it. It looks like a moon. It does, kind of. I think it's actually slightly smaller than the moon, maybe. Anyway, that's one site. Let me jump back out to this couple others. This one here, Planets for Kids. At first glance, it looks kind of goofy and kiddie, especially with the little video that's going to pop up right here with a little smiling solar system guy. Yeah, you don't have to click on that if you don't want to, and if you do, don't say I didn't warn you. But what's really good here is that you can scroll down and they've got planets, they've got more information on some of the more prominent moons. You can click in here to get to dwarf planets. And again, you can get to a lot of stuff through drop downs up here at the top. So like if I want to go take a look at, let's look at Uranus. Kid friendly. Okay? And just on this, hey, there's distance from the sun, orbital period, temperature, more info. This is a little less high tech, and so it's going to be a little more likely to run on Chromebooks without giving you any hiccups. Also handy is this last one, the spacefacts.com site. It's even lower tech. It's got this lovely white background and these nice, lists of little red links. Again, it's got the drop downs. Okay, solar system planets. There's the dwarf planets, gas giants. Okay, Pluto. Okay, there's diameter, mass, diagrams and size comparisons. So anything you need to find should be findable on those 3 links. And it's going to be one of those things, I hope while you're looking this stuff up, you're going to get kind of fascinated and just sort of start doing some info surfing and reading more about it, which will give you something to come down here and write some reflections on. And you can make this as big as you care to. Last thing I need to discuss before I say, hey, get to work, is whether you are doing this on your own or whether you are doing this with a partner. I give you the option. If you would prefer to work this by yourself, then you don't have anybody or anything tying you down, and you can get right to it at your own pace. If you would like to work along with someone else, then may I suggest, instead of both of you trying to have your own copy of things, come up to the share button, and then from there you can either copy a link and then send it to them in an email or have them type it in, or you can just add them from here by starting to type in their PSP, their student PSP email address.
Honestly, you can just type in their name and it will come up.
That works too. But anyway, that way you've only got one copy that you're both editing, which is fine. Just be sure on name that you put both of your names. Two people work together, that's fine. If you have both computers out, one of you can have the spreadsheet open while the other one has the sites where you're looking stuff up, and then one of you can be typing things while the other one is finding things. However you want to divide up the work, that is totally up to you. But like I said, I'm going to let you have the rest of class today, as well as easily all of class Monday, possibly more if you need it. So, before I close this thing off, does anyone have any questions? All right, yeah, go look around and have fun.
Hey, John.